Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you're all doing good. So, I hope you have learned the internal structure of the leaf. The transverse section of the leaf in the last class. Today, we are going to deal an important topic which is called as chloroplasts. You all know that chloroplasts are present in the leaf. And because of chloroplasts, the leaf is in which color? Green color. So, we'll have a deep study now regarding the chloroplast. We had an introduction of chloroplast in the 9th class. If you remember the 9th class, you might have we might have seen a few points about the chloroplast. We have discussed the topic called as chloroplast even in our 9th standard. So now coming to the chloroplast, see, to isolate the chloroplast from the leaf is a very good task. Actually, it's an impossible task before 1954, because if you destroy the cell, if you break the cell, the chloroplast will be broken down. So it was very impossible task till then. And in the year 1954, there was a scientist whose name is Daniel I. Arnon. He was the first person to break the cell very gently, and he has isolated the chloroplast, and then he studied the chloroplast. Chloroplast was isolated by whom? By Daniel I. Arnon in the year 1954, and then he studied it very well, and after that he introduced the chloroplast to the world, an isolated chloroplast. He separated the chloroplast from the cell. So when you only separate that, then you can study it. So what did people study about? The scientists study about the chloroplast. That is what we are going to see in today's class. Now, coming to the chloroplasts, these chloroplasts are membranous structures. Okay, they are membranous structures. They consist of membrane. They are enclosed with the membranes. Now, there are 3 membranes around the chloroplast, not 1 or 2, but there are 3 membranes around the chloroplast, whereas the third membrane is arranged like sacs, round buns, right? Isn't it? One bun on the other, so they all become a stacked like structure, okay, which we call it as grana. Which we call it as granum. So now these chloroplasts are, so this granum is a place, okay, this granum is supposed, or they felt that this is the place where the light energy which is coming from the sunlight is trapped. This particular place is trapping the sunlight, so that the energy will be produced, generated, and then it will be used for the photosynthesis process. And also, if you see here, these are all the granum. These are all the grana or granum, you can say. They are all stacked like structures arranged one above the other. Actually, these are called as the thylakoids. Thylakoids, and thylakoids arranged one above the other together are called as the granum. So this is one granum, this is one granum, this is one granum, this is one granum. All together are called as grana. The plural of granum is grana. The plural of granum is grana. So they are the structures. They felt that these granum are responsible for the trapping of solar energy. Okay, and now the next point is all these structures are present in the chloroplast. And chloroplast has a fluid-like structure in between, which is called as the stroma. It is called as the stroma. The fluid-filled part of the chloroplast is called as the stroma, and they believe that all the enzymatic reactions, whatever the reactions are taking place for the synthesis of glucose, and glucose molecules will combine to form the starch. That's a different issue, but the formation of glucose or the starch grain is actually taking place in the stroma. For that, it is not an easy process. Lot of enzymes will come together, a lot of reactions will be taking place. So all these reactions and everything, the enzymes, enzymatic reactions, everything are taking place in the stroma. And now the stroma is responsible. It is a place where the reactions are taking place, and it is helping in the synthesis of, that is, glucose, where after glucose formation some glucose molecules will combine to form a complex molecule which we call it as the starch. You can see the formation of starch grain here. Okay, the red spot which you can see here is the starch grain. So this is how the chloroplast will look like. Okay, and now these granum are not like, no, they are not isolated structures. They are connected one with the other, and these connections you can see here, they are called as the lamellae. They are called as lamellae. What they are called as? Lamellae. So this particular chloroplast has membranes, stacks of thylakoids called as granum, and then stroma, the fluid part is called as stroma, and the connections, okay, between the granum are called as the lamellae, which you also called as stroma lamellae. What you also call them as? Stroma lamellae. Okay. Now, coming to the next point. Now, they felt that there are so many photosynthetic pigments. What are photosynthetic pigments? The pigments which are capable to trap the sunlight or capture the sunlight are called as the photosynthetic pigments. So there are several number of photosynthetic pigments in chloroplast. Out of them, one such photosynthetic pigment is the chlorophyll. The function of the photosynthetic pigment is they are the ones which produce the organic molecules, okay, out of the inorganic molecules. They utilize the inorganic molecules such as carbon dioxide and water and whatnot. They produce the organic molecules such as glucose. So one of the photosynthetic pigment, there are several photosynthetic pigments in the chlorophyll, and they all help in the production of the glucose. One such pigment is chlorophyll. This chlorophyll molecule has a magnesium atom in it. One magnesium atom in it. It is exactly it has an exact similar structure to that of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is also a pigment which is present in our blood. The hemoglobin, the blood is red in color because of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has one atom which is the iron. Iron is the one which is present in the hemoglobin, which is carrying the oxygen to different parts of the body. So the chlorophyll is also having magnesium, whereas the hemoglobin is having the iron. So the structure is very much similar to the hemoglobin. So now there are several chlorophyll molecules. They all together, maybe some 200 to 450 chlorophyll molecules will come together and form a unit in one particular granum. It's one particular place. Like that, several units are there in the granum. Just assume how many units will be, innumerable units will be there in the chloroplast. Now likewise, how many chloroplasts will be there in the cell? So many chloroplasts will be there in the cell. Like that, so many units, 200 to 450 chlorophyll molecules will come together and form a unit. So in each granum, like that, so how many granums are there? How many chloroplasts are there? So all these together, you know what they will do? They will trap the solar energy. They will trap the sunlight. Why they are trapping the sunlight? Because to start the process of photosynthesis, they require what? Energy. So this energy is required. So to initiate the process of photosynthesis, what is required is energy, and for that they require sunlight. So the chlorophyll molecules which are in the organelle which is called as chloroplast, they are trapping the solar energy and they are initiating the process of photosynthesis. Now during the photosynthesis in the chloroplast, there are three things which are taking place. The first one is conversion of light energy to chemical energy. What is the first one which is happening? The sunlight energy which is taken here, that is immediately converted into what energy? Chemical energy. Second one is there is water molecule in the chloroplast, because see, the water is coming from the soil into the chloroplast. So the water molecule will be split into hydrogen and oxygen. That is what happening in the chloroplast, which will be studying in the mechanism of photosynthesis. And third one is reduction of carbon dioxide. So whatever the carbon dioxide which is present in the cell, that will be reduced to carbohydrates. So splitting of water molecule to hydrogen and oxygen, formation of carbohydrates, and also conversion of the solar energy to chemical energy. These are the three things which are taking place in the chloroplast. So that's all for today, children. So rest of the topic we'll see tomorrow. Okay, until then, take care. Bye.